You know that feeling when you're pushing through a brutal workout and every fiber of your being is screaming at you to stop? Here's something nobody tells you. That moment right there, that's not your body failing you. That's your body teaching you the most valuable lesson about human potential. What if I told you that resistance isn't some magical gift that lucky people are born with? What if everything you've been told about mental toughness is actually backwards? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will completely change how you see your own capabilities. Before we dive deep into this revelation, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash the like button, and drop a comment telling me what brings you here today. Trust me, you'll want to be part of this community when you see where we're going. Welcome to a journey that's going to flip your entire understanding of human endurance on its head. For years, maybe your whole life, you've looked at people who push through pain, who keep going when everyone else quits, who seem to have this superhuman ability to endure, and you've thought to yourself, they're just built different. They have something I don't have. Prepare-se para descobrir that this belief, this assumption that's holding you back, is completely and utterly wrong. Get ready to understand that resistance, grit, mental toughness, whatever you want to call it, isn't a personality trait you either have or don't have. It's a system. It's a process. It's something that can be built, brick by brick, decision by decision, rep by rep. And here's the beautiful part. You can start building it today. Right now, before this video ends, I want you to comment below and tell me what city or country you're watching from. Let's see how global this community really is. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This channel is about to become your go-to resource for unlocking potential you didn't know you had. Let's start with the first game-changing truth about resistance. Your brain is lying to you about your limits. Every single time you feel like you can't go on, like you've hit your absolute maximum, like one more step or one more rep is physically impossible, your brain is running an ancient protection program. This program was designed tens of thousands of years ago, when our ancestors needed to conserve energy to survive actual life-threatening situations. But here's the problem. Your brain can't tell the difference between a genuinely dangerous situation and the discomfort of a challenging workout or a difficult project. So it sends you the same signal. Stop now. Danger ahead. You're going to die. Scientists have studied this phenomenon extensively, and they've discovered something absolutely mind-blowing. When people think they're at 100% of their capacity, they're actually operating somewhere between 40 and 60% of what their body can actually handle. Let that sink in for a moment. You have nearly twice the capability you think you have in almost any given moment. The people you admire for their incredible resistance aren't accessing some special reserve tank that you don't possess. They've simply learned to recognize the lying voice in their head and developed a process for pushing past it. They've trained themselves to understand that discomfort is information, not a command. This is where the process begins. Awareness. When you start to recognize that your brain's quit signals are suggestions rather than mandates, you've taken the first critical step in building real resistance. The elite performers in any field, whether it's athletics, business, creative pursuits, or personal development, all share this one skill. They've learned to separate the signal from the noise. They feel the same discomfort you feel, the same urge to quit, the same doubt. The difference is they've built a systematic approach to moving through it rather than being stopped by it. Now pense conmigo. When was the last time you were absolutely certain you couldn't continue with something, but somehow you did? Maybe it was finishing a race, completing a project on deadline, or getting through a personal crisis. In that moment, what changed? Your actual physical capability didn't suddenly increase. What shifted was your relationship with the discomfort. This brings us to the second transformative principle. Resistance is built through micro-decisions, not massive willpower. There's this myth floating around that mentally tough people make one big decision and then cruise through on pure determination. That's not how it works. Real resistance is constructed through thousands of tiny choices, stacked on top of each other like bricks in a wall. Think about someone running a marathon. They don't make one decision to run 26.2 miles, and then their legs just carry them there. They make a decision at mile 3 when their body starts to hurt. They make another decision at mile 7 when doubt creeps in. They make a crucial decision at mile 18 when every rational thought is telling them to walk. By mile 23, they're making a new decision to keep going every single minute, sometimes every 30 seconds. This is the process, breaking down overwhelming challenges into manageable micro-moments of choice. The beauty of this approach is that it's completely trainable. You don't need to suddenly become a different person. You just need to practice making the next right micro-decision, then the next one, then the next one. Over time, these small choices compound into what looks like extraordinary resistance to everyone watching from the outside. But you'll know the truth. It's just process, repeated consistently. Comente agora. What's one area of your life where you've been waiting for massive willpower to strike instead of building it through small daily decisions? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your honest struggles because that's where real growth begins. And while you're down there, let me know. What are you thinking about this video so far? Is this resonating with you? Here's the third pillar of building real resistance, and this one might surprise you. Discomfort is a skill you can practice. Most people treat discomfort like weather, something that happens to them that they have to endure passively. But what if I told you that you could actually train your capacity for discomfort, the same way you'd train for strength or flexibility? This is where voluntary discomfort becomes your secret weapon. The Special Forces use this principle extensively in their training. They deliberately expose candidates to controlled, uncomfortable situations, not to torture them, but to teach them a crucial lesson. You can function in discomfort. You can think clearly when you're cold, wet, tired, and hungry. You can make good decisions when every part of you wants to shut down. This isn't about being masochistic or unnecessarily punishing yourself. It's about systematically expanding your tolerance for the uncomfortable feelings that accompany any worthwhile pursuit. How do you implement this practically? Start small. Take cold showers. Not because cold water has magical properties, but because it teaches you to breathe through discomfort, to stay calm when your instincts are screaming, to choose to remain in an uncomfortable situation because you've decided it serves you. Fast. Occasionally. Not for weight loss, but to prove to yourself that hunger is just a sensation, not an emergency. Do workouts that push you into that zone where you really want to quit but you're not actually in danger. The point isn't the specific activity. The point is building a library of experiences where you felt intense discomfort and discovered that you can handle it. Each time you do this, you're literally rewiring your brain's response to stress. You're teaching your nervous system that discomfort doesn't equal danger. You're proving to the most primitive parts of your brain that you can trust yourself to make good decisions even when things get hard. This is the process. Systematic, progressive exposure to manageable challenges that expand your capacity over time. The resistance you're building isn't about gritting your teeth and suffering through life. It's about expanding your bandwidth for what you can handle, which directly expands the size of the life you can live. Every dream that feels too big, every goal that seems unrealistic, every version of yourself that feels out of reach, they all live on the other side of discomfort that you're currently avoiding. The process of building resistance is really the process of building access to the life you actually want. Think about anyone who's achieved something remarkable in any field. They didn't get there because the path was comfortable. They got there because they built the capacity to stay on the path when it got uncomfortable. That's the entire secret. And it's available to every single person watching this right now. You don't need permission. You don't need special genetics. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to start the process. Recognize your brain's false limits. Make the next micro decision in the direction of your goals. And practice being in discomfort deliberately so it doesn't control you when it shows up uninvited. Here's what ties it all together. Resistance. Compounds. This is maybe the most encouraging part of the entire process. Every time you push through when you want to quit, you're not just accomplishing that one task. You're making every future challenge slightly more manageable. You're building what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief based on evidence that you can handle hard things. And that belief, backed by real experiences of overcoming, becomes the foundation for attempting bigger and bigger challenges. This is why people who've built resistance in one area of life often find it transferring to other areas. The person who learned to push through in athletic training finds they can apply the same principles to building a business. The person who developed mental toughness getting through a difficult academic program discovers they can use those same skills navigating a personal crisis. The process is universal because the mechanism is universal. Your brain trying to protect you from discomfort, and you learning to work with that protective instinct rather than being controlled by it. You accredita niso? Can you see how this changes everything? Write in the comments if this is clicking for you, or if you have questions about how to start applying this. I read every comment, and I want to know where you are in this journey. How's the video treating you so far? Are you getting value? Let me know. So where do you start today, right now, with building this process? First, pick one area of your life where you've been avoiding discomfort. Maybe it's having a difficult conversation. Maybe it's starting a fitness routine. Maybe it's working on a creative project that scares you. Whatever it is, commit to taking one small action toward it today, not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Today. Second, the next time you feel that overwhelming urge to quit something that you know is good for you, pause. Just pause for 10 seconds. Don't make any decision. Just observe what you're feeling without judgment. Notice that the discomfort doesn't actually increase during those 10 seconds. It just exists. Then make a conscious micro-decision. Can I do one more minute? Not the whole thing, just one more minute. Usually you'll discover you can, and then you can make another micro-decision after that minute. Third, introduce one form of voluntary discomfort into your weekly routine. It doesn't have to be extreme. It could be as simple as sitting in discomfort without immediately reaching for your phone. It could be having your coffee without sugar for a week. It could be doing 10 burpees every morning. The specific activity matters less than the practice of choosing discomfort for the purpose of growth. These 3 steps, implemented consistently, will begin building your resistance process immediately. Remember, you're not trying to become superhuman overnight. You're just starting to stack micro-decisions and micro-experiences that will compound over time into something that looks like talent to everyone else but feels like process to you. Let me leave you with this final thought. The version of yourself that you dream about becoming, the one who has accomplished those big goals and is living that life you imagine, that person isn't fundamentally different from who you are right now. They've just gone through the process. They've stacked enough micro-decisions. They've practiced enough discomfort. They've pushed through enough false limits. The gap between current you and future you isn't talent. It's process. And process is something you can start right now. You have everything you need already inside you. You just need to stop waiting for it to feel easy and start building your capacity to work with hard. That's the entire game. So here's what I want you to do right now. First, leave a comment below telling me one specific area where you're going to start building your resistance process this week. Get specific. Make it real. Second, if this video has shifted something in how you see your own potential, hit that like button so more people can find this message. Third, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already because we're just getting started on this journey of unlocking human potential through practical, actionable process. And finally, I've got another video queued up for you that builds on these concepts perfectly. Click on the video on your screen right now and continue this journey. Don't stop here. The momentum you're feeling right now is valuable. Use it. Keep going. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, you're not lacking talent. You're just at the beginning of your process. And that's exactly where every single person who's ever done anything remarkable started. Let's build this together.